You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
What is up, everybody? Best ball summer is officially here. It doesn't matter that it's spring. We're not paying attention to that. Best Ball Mania 7 has dropped on Underdog, along with a handful of other interesting contests that we will definitely talk about here before we hop into any drafts. But we are ready and we are excited to be back drafting Best Ball regular season contests. If you were following along with us before the draft, you know that we were in plenty of pre-draft contests as well, but these are the big ticket items. These are the very large winnings up top. And I am so excited to be back. I am your host, Tim Holstad. With me again, as always, for these drafts, Bryan Rockwood. Bryan, how are you doing? You're muted.
Oh my god! You know the problem. Here's the thing. I came into the stream. I had to change my shirt, so I'm already kind of like in a big old tizzy here. Apparently, you know, my skin complexion does match pink shirt, so I was apparently topless for a second there. So obviously, I had to mute myself, get ready, and get back mentally in it. So here we are. I'm doing good. I'm excited to dive into some, you know, best ball drafts now that we have full knowledge. I think this is now like the really exciting part that, you know, we can kind of start getting really into like the weeds about situations and, you know, what have you. So did I just did I click that? Did I maximize our screen? All right. That was supposed to be me trying to get the screen bigger. All right, I'm gonna just pass it back to you because I'm just causing chaos here.
It's all good. We definitely haven't done this before. This is our first time. It's okay because we are going to get through this and it's going to be good. So definitely some interesting contests out already on Underdog. If you haven't signed up on Underdog yet and you want to, definitely scan that QR code top right of our screen, sign up. You can also sign up using our promo code FNPLUS. That's FNPLUS. Once you play $5 on Underdog, you will get $75 in bonus funds to use on best ball drafts like this, if you so wish, or on more plays that you really believe in. NBA playoffs are going on right now. Plenty of things to stake your claim on. But we can definitely start by going through a couple of these contests before we jump into anything. There's a contest that's missing that's interesting. I don't know if it will launch later, but they usually have a contest called the Marathon, which is just week 1 through week 17 total points scored. Whoever quote unquote drafts the perfect team, the best team, wins the money. That's not here yet. Could be coming later. I'm not sure, but it is an interesting contest to not currently be in the lobby. If we look at Best Ball Mania 7, as you can see, once again, $2 million to first, $15 million in prizes, 672,000 plus entrants. The advancement rate is actually a little bit different from last year. Last year, it was 2 out of 12, and then it was 1 out of 16 and 1 out of 16. It's a little gentler this year. It's now 1 out of 14, 1 out of 12. A little bit, excuse me, a little bit bigger final, 667 in week 17. Very, very, I'd say top heavy, but still certainly good chunks of change for even a top 10 finish. You're making 6 figures before taxes. Like, this is not a wildly top heavy contest by any stretch. It is relatively well spread out. If you make it into the final, you are getting $3,750 back, which if you were to draft 150, which is the max amount of best ball teams you can draft in the Best Ball Mania 7 contest, that would cover the entire amount. 150 times 25 is 3,750. So making the final, you automatically get all your money back if you max entered. But still, even making the semifinal, $1,000, like top 2,000, you get 500. And what's also nice is that there are regular season prizes. So it's not in the playoff formatting, but if you have the highest scoring team in weeks 1 through 14, you would get 100 grand. So there's something to be said of drafting just a really great team in the regular season, but not necessarily exactly what we're aiming for in Best Ball Mania, which we will get into when we're drafting. We are not going to draft one tonight because I think that you need to wait on this contest, but I love this contest. I think the advancement is way more fun than it used to be a few years ago. The Eliminator, week 1, you're still in a 12-person pod. You're still drafting your team like normal. The top 6 advance. And then for the next 16 consecutive weeks, you are in a 1v1. And you just have to win that 1v1 and move on. And
that one's bananas. It's
yeah.
so bananas.
Once you get to week 17, it's a 3-person final. Just for getting to third, you get $76,000. First place wins $200,000. Winner last year, this was the new format for the first time last season. Purple Yosh, very active on Blue Sky, very active in the best ball community. They took it down last season, but, you know, even getting, I want to say 49 through 96 is like week 10 or 11, something around there. Like, that's still $2,000, like way more than it cost to max. That is the nice thing about the Eliminator. Only a $10 entry. So even to get 150 teams in there, only $1,500 if you like this format better than Best Ball Mania. And it's not even a third of the entry amounts. You know, you can't even get to 200K people entering this. Best Ball Mania is almost 700K. We'll kind of rapid fire. The puppy and the big dog are basically formatted exactly like Best Ball Mania 7. The puppy is only a $5 entry fee. There's usually anywhere from 4 to 8 puppies just throughout the season because they fill like candy. I mean, we literally launched today, and this is at 5% full already, and it's 225,000 entrants, so it's not a small contest either, but the first puppy is always the best puppy to enter if you want to, because first place still gets 100 grand, and the prizes get a little bit smaller as they go into the puppy 2, 3, whatnot, but definitely if you're thinking of drafting, don't want to spend, you want to get in 10 drafts, but you don't want to spend $250. You can spend $50 and get 10 drafts here in the puppy. Still have a shot at 100K. Still life-changing money for most of us. And then the big dog, if you have a very, very, very large bankroll, you can enter the big dog for $500. There's only 2,160 people in here. But if you think you can advance, I mean, you're still getting $200,000 to first if you can get there. Like, basically any time out of getting out of the first pod, like if you are one of the 2 out of 12, you're getting $1,000 for 2 entries. I believe this is a 64 entry max. Okay, so if you have wild amounts of money,
just 3K lying around, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for 500 at a 60,
did I mess that up? Drop a 0.
64 max at $500 is, oh god, math, 30,000, 35,000, something like that. Yeah, lot of money. Don't
Okay,
do that if you
sure.
don't have bankroll. Just my professional advice. If you don't have that much money, don't do that.
You heard it here, folks. That's the type of advice we can give you. Don't spend too much. Yeah, that's $32,000. So, I was off by a decimal point, but it's all good because we're not going to do that. We're not going to max entries, big dog.
I don't even know if we're going to one entry a big dog. that would take a lot of super chats. We'll say that. A lot of super
bug Justin.
Yeah.
You'll find the ones.
Last contest we'll go over that's out right now. Weekly winners. If you like weekly DFS, but you don't like the ability to pick your players ahead of time and you still have to draft them now, this is the contest for you. Basically, every single week, you are going up against the entire field, and it's more or less a DFS tournament of score the most points in that week, you win $20,000. And you can win this multiple times. You can place multiple times because it pays out every week for 17 weeks. So it's a much different strategy, a strategy that I still haven't really looked into, to be honest. There's not a ton of, there's not a ton of research on it. It is a bit of a rough payout when you think about it. Like 186,840 entrants, and only the top 4,000 teams even score $7 every week. Even being top 500, you only get $15 back. Like, if you think about DFS, just like regular daily fantasy sports, like payout structures aren't quite that steep, if I remember correctly, and I'm thinking about it correctly. So certainly a different contest. Could be some good theories out there on how to win it, how to have better weeks and be able to make your money back. But it feels honestly even more luck based than the rest of these drafts do. Like, you just really have to be lucky, to be honest.
You're really fading injuries for obviously every contest you don't want your guy to get hurt, right? But when you're trying to think about it just weekly, how many guys miss just a spot game and then you miss on the cash out that week. So that's tough.
You're fading injuries, and you're fading a good, like, them also scoring a lot of points at the same time that all of your other players that you don't know the matchups for are scoring a lot of points. Like, yes, that's basically making the bet of winning Best Ball Mania 7, of like in the playoff weeks of 15, 16, and 17, you're drafting a team to get there and then hoping you have the right combination of players to score the most points in weeks 15, then 16, then 17 to win $2 million. But you're only doing this for 20,000 instead of for 2 million. So it's more random, but definitely not saying it's a bad contest. I think it's unique. I think it's fun. I think there's very little strategy out there. If it is something that you feel like you can really apply game theory to and really dive into thinking about how you might be able to have a leg up on the competition, but probably a contest that I will simply just not put money towards. I would rather pay the $10 for the eliminator if I had to choose between them. So certainly a lot to offer on Underdog to start with. There will be dozens of more contests that open throughout the summer as we march towards the season. But for now, we're drafting on opening night because ADP is weird and doesn't make sense in some places, and we want to take advantage of that. So we are going to hop into the first Best Ball Mania draft of the season and see how things go.
Let's get it. Let's make $2 million, huh?
Let's do it. Let's see if they can confirm my location. They can.
Oh, they know exactly where you are.
Yep.
Oh man, this is so interesting because like just the whole premise of Best Ball Mania is just nuts to me. It's so much like money at the top, and it's super cool that like Underdog can do that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like it's super cool that obviously if you max entry, you're gonna have the most chances to win. But like realistically, like you just need one. right? Which is the craziest thing still.
Winner last season's. Oh, we get a 101 to start. Love to see that.
Come on down. B. Robinson, Atlanta Falcons.
You still have Bijan over Gibbs as your 101?
I certainly do. Yeah. No, no needle has been moved for me since they were I mean, both players were unaffected by the draft, realistically.
Yeah. Which is weird because post ranks, I have seen more and more people and more sites that have now moved Gibbs up to the 101. And like from an offensive environment perspective, I can see it. Like you would assume the Lions are probably scoring more touchdowns year over year than the Falcons as those rosters are currently constructed. Maybe it's the Cardinals fan in me, but like I do not want to invest that heavily in a Drew Petzig offense. Like, no, thank you. Not a fun experience for me. So we're gonna take Bijan. Obviously, as ADP shifts, we'll see what happens. But I also am very happy that we've gotten the 101, and we will talk about it when we get there. But there are some interesting things that happen to ADP just between the close of the big board and the open of Best Ball Mania.
Yeah, and to your point about the offensive minds, right? So Petsa goes to Lions, but then Stefanski's over Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, I think all right, so Bryan Robinson is there in Atlanta. I don't care, man. It did nothing to CMC's value.
Yeah.
Right? Like CMC is still the elite earner and still dominated that offense. Bijan Robinson's absolutely the same type of talent. Like, I don't think Bryan Robinson's going to eat into that. And Stefanski makes a good offense hum, right? Like, he has a way of generating value. And we've had very good Cleveland Browns players in the past, so I'm not worried at all about Bryan Robinson taking away Bijan Robinson's workload.
And honestly, like, I would say Tyler Algier was a much bigger impediment than Bryan Robinson's most likely going to be. Like, Algier is just got paid a lot of money to now be a backup again, but we'll talk about that later. But for now, like, it's Bryan Robinson versus Isaiah Pacheco for the backups. I don't like either of them. I like them in best ball, but I don't think either of them are going to really meaningfully like eat into that pie. So I don't think there's a wrong answer, to be honest. And like unless one of them like meaningfully separates in some unforeseeable way just during the off season, like I think you just take them by ADP more or less and see what happens. And if you have a stance you really want to hold, then like feel free. But I don't. I think they're both deserving of being the 101 and 102 respectively. When I get a 101, I'm probably going to take Bijan. When I get a 102, I'm probably going to take Gibbs. And if I notice by the end of the season that I have way more Bijan than Gibbs because Gibbs just consistently flips, then I'll go out of my way to draft Gibbs a few more times and even things up.
I think that's smart. And I think it's like noticing that your exposure flips like that is a good way to always check your bases. I had a better thought in my mind, but then I kind of looked at Saquon going, I don't know. That top half of the draft has me a little interested. So I want to go back when we're not closer to our pick. So let's talk about our pick first, and I'll go back. Because we're going to double up here at the 2-12 and the 3-1.
So both tight ends are still on the board. Chase Brown is interesting. A lot of wide receivers. However, there's also someone that you'll notice is missing that was in the second round in the big board and is no longer in the second round, right now anyways, by ADP. And my question is it worth it to pull up Jeremiah Love?
Is it worth it? Is a very interesting question. All right, how much time we got left? We got 15 seconds. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It's tough because I want to say yes because he is truly an elite talent that should be good.
Yeah.
And like knowing the drafts that we've had already, like running back does get thin really fast. So I want to say almost yes. Like just grab him anyway. Like, look, we'll figure out and like this almost helps us later down the line where we actually have to look at Algier and like and then like to me Algier looks like an even better pick later on. For this next pick,
do you have a Collins, Rashi, AJ Brown preference?
Oh man, like I kind of think it's Rashi Rice.
Okay.
I really want it to be AJ Brown, and obviously that's foreshadowing he's gonna be a Patriot. But because Rashi Rice is probably going to play the whole season, barring injury, like he's no longer like suspension like worry anymore. Now we can kind of like think about, all right, this is just Mahomes' elite option.
Yeah,
let's just go that way. I think you can't go wrong with Collins or Brown there. I think just Rashi Rice might have the highest. I don't know. I guess I'll say ceiling.
Yeah. Want to point out Devonta Smith is now early 3rd round ADP. He was routinely a mid 4th, late 4th, early 5th sometimes pick, all like pre-draft best ball, even though we knew that AJ Brown was getting traded. Like it was the most obvious like fake thing that was going on. Like, no, he's an Eagle. No, he's not. Like this information literally ended a reporter's career and has sent Mike Vrabel to counseling. Like, I don't understand it. It's kind of high for me, not gonna lie. I might wait for him to drop a little bit. Like that feels very abrupt of like, hey, early 3rd, right next to AJ Brown now.
For what it's worth, I mean, he is the wide receiver 1 heading into preseason training camp, right? So for a team that's going to be good, grabbing their wide receiver 1, like I would pick Olave over Smith probably right there.
Yep.
I mean, that's a pick, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but like taking him here, interesting.
I would say I'd probably take Flowers as well.
Really? I guess that makes sense. I don't know. And I don't know, this is when we start talking about how much do we care about the rookie picks there. I don't think they move the needle there, but anyway, all I wanted to say was good player on good team who's now the top option. Not a bad pick there.
Yeah. You said that you wanted to talk about Barkley at the 203.
Yeah. I think that like seeing how this shakes out, it's very interesting to me because I feel like Genty might be better there. Like I think I don't know if that's even true too, because he kind of has to go there. I think because anything later feels like a steal.
Yeah,
it just feels like after a quote unquote down year when it was only like the RB 14 or something.
Yeah.
This feels improperly placed because like maybe I would rather go Neighbors or London instead. But again, the running back thing, like they're dry. Like we're like if you oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And then like Bucky Irving, who is kind of a big old question mark.
That was a reach.
Okay, I take it all back. Yeah, my original thought was like that seems high for me for Saquon. Like maybe I'd wait a few picks, but that's actually just what we're dealing with, I think, right now in best ball. And in drafts, when we think about it down in September, we'll see, or August rather.
Yep. Yeah. And to be honest, I know that wide receiver is all over the top of my rankings. I'm looking at running back. Like I kind of want to be done or like almost done. Like I kind of want to go super hyper fragile, just like have 4 running backs here, be totally done with it, maybe tack on like a very late 5th. As a reminder, this is an 18-round draft now, not a 20-round draft. Yeah. I really like David Montgomery.
Right, he's starting there now in Houston. Yeah. I would queue up Monty. My other thoughts would be Hendo here as well, just for like a week winning upside, and then Scattaboo. We already have, assuming like we're gonna go running back here, we're gonna have 3 running backs who can all save us and be good in the beginning of the season, waiting for Scattaboo to come back.
I kind of want to go Scattaboo if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine with me because I think I talked myself into Scattaboo being a really good pick here. Like we don't need him yet in the beginning of the season. Yeah, and then once we get like to week 6 on, he's going to be a force. I think truly.
Yeah, and I think ADP of 58 is wrong. I think that's just leftover. But like Love's not there. Like they did not draft anybody at all. Like it's just him and Tyrone Tracy again, and Devin Singletary somewhere. So like That's an offense that we're hoping is going to be good. It's an offense that we're expecting to take a step forward with Dart and a new head coach and all of that. So like, you know, I was fine fading Scattaboo a bit in pre-draft stuff just because of the Jeremiah Love talk, the talk of we like Kenneth Walker, like all this stuff. None of that came to pass. There's no one still floating around in free agency that scares me even a little bit. Like he's a dual threat running back. Like he certainly is not going to give you like a 50-point game most likely, but he's going to give you plenty of 20-point games, and you need that, especially if it's a little bit back weighted.
Oh, for sure. I'm just staring at this board in awe because this is a sharp group, and I guess this is what happens when you draft day one of Best Ball Mania. 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that's it.
Don't worry, they're all going right in these next 2 rounds.
I was thinking, you know, out while I was cleaning up my yard about, yeah, I really want to just keep waiting on QBs because the drafts that we've had previously have been so bad once you hit round 7.
Yeah.
And I know we need 2 QBs, right? Because you always want, you know, at least one of them, you know, spiking. But I just don't see, like, I just think that there's so many more positions to cover here, especially between, you know, the running back depth being immediately gone, right? Like, I think like Tootin is probably our last real player, and then it's going to drop off a cliff, and then we got to start taking shots at like Price or,
Oof.
you know,
I was hoping he'd fall to 72 because
right on cue, huh?
His ADP is 90, which is like wild.
That's, yeah, like I said, sharp room because clearly they saw it and they said, yeah, there's no shot I'm taking. You know, Charbonnet here. There's no shot I'm taking. I don't even know who, like,
there's
Dylan
one
Sampson.
more.
That's not right.
Yeah. There's one more that I also won't name because the ADP is wonky that we can talk about at the 6-7 turn, but I'm cool passing on. If Price got there, I was just going to force us to do it and be like so incredibly done with running
back. That's completely fine. Yeah, because I was going to say the same thing. Like, at least Price has, you know, that starter kind of upside that you're like, all right, whatever, we'll go 5 and we'll move on, it'll be fine. And like you said, here we go. QB run. Yeah. Okay.
And this is Underdog, so, you know, half-point PPR, like receptions don't matter nearly as much, so Jadarian Price is totally fine. Like, he's not going to catch a lot of passes. It's not going to score a lot of points on this. So, all right, ADP. There's some interesting options that I hope fall. Please take non-wide receivers here. Okay, that worked out kind of how I was hoping for.
Would you still take Marv here when you know Jordan Tyson's still here? Oh, Ramondre. Okay, well, there goes Marv.
So, I mean, I'm Tyson and Lemon, just nice and happy.
Now we know their spots. Yeah, I mean, like, this is one of those, we know their spots now, so we can actually do this in like pretty confidently.
And we need a little upside. We're a little behind on it, so we could really use a couple guys that like can just absolutely explode past what we got their ADP at.
I'm curious what running back you were talking about. We didn't really talk about them. Was it Mondry or Jalen Warren? Oh, Tony Pollard. Interesting.
ADP of 110. If we had not gone for running backs at that point, I might have caped a little harder for him. He could come all the way back around if no one's watching the stream and no one's paying attention. We'll see. But like, he's just the starter. Like, they did not draft Jeremiah Love. Like, he's the starter. Tajay Spears is going to mix in. Nicholas Singleton will certainly compete, but like, as a reminder, we all, before the draft happened, kind of universally agreed that like Nicholas Singleton's not that good as a prospect, and he's coming off of a broken foot now, and like, he's most likely not going to win the job unless Pollard's like gigawashed. So Pollard was like low-key good at the end of last season.
Yeah, when the whole offense turned it around, he, you know, sure enough, the running back succeeded when the offense got better.
Yeah.
When the offense was really bad, boy, was Pollard bad. It was strange because I'm pretty sure he had like 100 yards a couple times, but just was not good for fantasy because he didn't have the receiving totals and he didn't have like touchdowns. Like I don't think he really scored touchdowns last year.
Not really, no. Like, and if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Tajay Spears had a couple like big games as well. Like, even though they didn't score a lot of points, their offense was bad. Like their running backs kind of hit, and now we're getting Brian Daboll, who like has good running games, and they have a wide receiver core that can actually like threaten the defense now. So like we're gonna see exactly what Cam Ward can do, but Tony Pollard's going to be in a decent offense. Probably not a top half, but like high 20s type offense, like that's fine as my RB5 in the 8th round. If he gets there, like sure, works for me.
Yeah, like so Pollard had 5 touchdowns last year rushing, almost nothing in the receiving game, which is going to certainly change with Dayball there because that he wants his receivers to do it all.
Yep.
He had 240 carries. That feels like a lot for someone who only had 1,000 yards.
He was fed. Like, and they couldn't throw the ball. No one got open. They had a bunch of 4th round picks playing wide receiver all this season. Pollard goes, that's fine.
Okay. They tuned in for a second. No, it's funny because for Pollard, he's just running into a brick wall. Week 1 against Denver, 18 attempts for 60 yards.
Yeah.
Oh boy. The next week against the Rams, 20 for 92. That's not so bad. 4.5 a clip. And then 16 for 45.
Yeah.
So poor man was doing his best.
Yeah.
With very limited work, very limited room.
Yep. Really hope Mahomes gets to us here. We have Rice. That would be a lovely quarterback to stack in the quarterback window. If we miss on Mahomes,
I think we just keep. Well, I guess we can't wait too long, but
if we wait, we're gonna have really gross quarterbacks by the time we come back. Unfortunately, the negative of the turn.
Okay. If this person takes Mahomes, I think we go Purdy. I secretly like Brock Purdy as a guy who can like put up numbers. Hooray! We can at least go Mahomes. And then move on with our next
double up on quarterback.
Who is? I'm trying to think if there's any rookies that we're missing in terms of quarterback that we care about. Like Mendoza's way too early.
Yeah. Bo Nix, you can kind of backstack, but it's all gross. Purdy, you basically can only backstack with Stribling. Stafford is gross. Goff is gross. Kyler.
Oh, Kyler. Yeah. Kyler. There we go. Yeah, this is way better. So
yeah,
and then we can hope. We don't even do. He could just be unstacked actually.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure Addison's gone, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like late Hawkinson, like is fine as like your tight end 2 or 3. Like, maybe Ty Felton gets run this year because did Minnesota draft a receiver? I don't think so. Or if they did, it was like the 7th round or 6th round.
I only remember Max Bresden because we talked about him yesterday.
Yeah. They drafted running back and fullback, so.
They drafted no wide receivers.
Yeah, so I mean, Naylor's gone. Unfortunately, Rondale Moore passed away. Like, it's Ty Felton, and like they could bring in a vet, I guess. Like Adam Thielen retired. Is that all on their depth chart, or am I missing someone? Did they sign someone?
I'm checking because I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I feel like there's one name that we're missing that.
It feels like it, but I can't picture who that would be. I guess I could just search.
Were you thinking of Dante Fleming?
No.
How about Miles Price?
No.
Jayshwan Jones?
No.
Dylan Bell? Am I getting closer?
No. I mean, Miles Price is a kick returner, and I only know of his name because of that. But
so the answer is no. The answer is nothing's going on there. If we wanted a pass catching option, it's going to be Demon Claiborne.
Yeah,
the rookie.
Even Aaron Jones, I'd be fine with like that kind of stack. Like if he's our 5th running back later, or last round Damon Claiborne. Like I think he's totally draftable as well.
It's just weird. Looking at it like that, they're gonna sign somebody. Like Stephon Diggs is still out there. Debo is a free agent right now, right?
Yeah, that would actually be interesting if Diggs came back to Minnesota as your slot.
Full circle.
Yeah, I don't know if he would. They kind of annoyed him, but he annoys everyone else right back. So,
well, actually, here's a name that I thought was going to go to the Dolphins. Sean texted me earlier and said, I don't know, he said that the Dolphins were going to sign Juwan Jennings. That they're just interested in Juwan Jennings. So he could go to Minnesota. That would be interesting. Yeah. But I think they'd be paying way too much for a player who is 27 and has not been good.
That's my thing, is like all of these receivers are probably going to still want some type of decent money, and I don't know if Minnesota is going to feel so inclined to pay that money. Oh, Bill, I was going to cape for Bill if he came back, because again, I'm pretty sure that he's just good starting running back. So now here's an interesting 1-2 if both of them get to us. Well, there goes Worthy. So there.
Oh, okay.
That immediately doesn't work.
Shock. I like that.
Yeah. We have Tyson, so Shuck is stacked. And then we have Mahomes with Rice, so Kelsey is stacked.
I think we do this. I'm curious to see what you thought, like thinking down the line for another double stack with Oscar Delp. Do you care about him at all? Obviously, Juwan Johnson is the starter right now. I think he's probably better for fantasy reasons. Yeah. But Oscar Delp is interesting because he's fast. I got to pick up his Raz.
Yeah. Like, he's interesting. He's athletic. He was very stupidly or just non-existently utilized at Georgia, which was kind of the knock on him, was just like, we have no idea if he's good. I would counter, though, that like they used Brock Bowers when he was there. So like they tend to know if someone's good and they use them. And so like they didn't use Delp. It's not to say it's impossible that he's good, but it does seem a little less likely to me. Like they had the blueprint of exactly how to use an athletic freak tight end if they wanted to, and they just didn't. So he's interesting. I think more so for Dynasty and like next year. I think as long as Juwan Johnson is on the team, like I think he will just be the tight end, which I'm fine with because I think he's still pretty talented. He's a good red zone threat. Like he takes a bit of a knock with them adding Tyson, but it's not like end of the world or anything.
No, for sure. I'm just trying to find all of Oscar Delp's stats here on the side. And I mean, he was this is pretty good. This is a good bit. And honestly, we might need to relook at this. He was 4th in receiving on Georgia.
Yeah.
So number 1, Zachariah Branch. Mm-hmm. And he was just a target hog, right? He had 81 receptions, 800 yards. Great. Good for him. The next person, 358 yards. So this offense wasn't really throwing the ball outside of Zachariah Branch because it goes 358, 268, and 261. And Oscar Delp was at 261.
Yeah.
Nothing was happening in this passing game.
And my Cardinals drafted that quarterback in the 3rd round.
This was Gunnar Stockton at this point. So not yet. But to your point, yeah, I mean Carson Beck was doing not dissimilar things. Because last season he was Dominic Lovett, Arian Smith, same thing, 48 receptions, 800 yards with Carson Beck at QB.
Yeah.
So this team did not want to throw the ball.
Nope. Zach Charbonnet in the 12th round is like, no, thank you. Just no. He's not playing for half the season. And when he gets back, we don't know if he'll be good.
That situation is so much different than the Cam Scadaboo situation.
Yeah.
And I think obviously the ADP is reflecting that. We took Scat in what, the 4th round,
Fifth round.
12th round, 5th round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just the Giants clearly made it clear, are obviously making it known that Scatterboo will be back this season in a capacity where we don't feel the need to grab an early running back or any running back for that matter.
Yeah.
The Seahawks did not feel that way, and they drafted Jadarian Price in the first with the 32nd pick.
Yeah.
So Charbonnet is sadly very much like straight up backup territory.
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like you could do more there.
Okay. There's a lot of tight ends as well, but like we do only have 3 wide receivers still. So I feel like Boston and Juwan Jennings is just helping fill out that room.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like Denzel Boston, I like him as probably someone who's just gonna score like a 50-50 ball, or like he'd probably just be more of a touchdown red zone threat than anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're now betting on on Brown's QB play. That stinks.
Yeah, but even
think
still,
should be fine.
you could see like 6 to 8 touchdowns as a rookie, even if he only has like 45 catches for 600 yards. Like you said, he's the red zone threat. Like Harold Fannin is great, but he's not really utilized as like a post up, like jump ball type of player. All of their other wide receivers are like barely 6 foot tall, besides Cedric Tillman, who Boston is basically just replacing. So will they score a lot of touchdowns? Probably not. But when they do, like NFL teams do score touchdowns, like even the bad ones, like he's as good a shot as any to be the target down there. And that's not even if he's good. That's just because they drafted him in the early second and he's tall.
So he will be on the field. And for what it's worth, Deshaun Watson wasn't that bad of a deep ball thrower with DeAndre Hopkins way back when. This is kind of a crazy thing to even mention because this was 6 years ago. So, something could still be in there. Maybe all this time Deshaun Watson that we saw was bad. Like, maybe that wasn't him, right? That was just some weird fluky Stefanski version of Watson. This is all assuming he wins the starting job, obviously.
Yeah, he will.
Because,
like,
it's
probably not day one, but like early season. Like they're not gonna start Cedric Tillman in the last year of his deal. Like they're not gonna do that. They don't. They're the Browns, so I can't say they're not, but like they really shouldn't be.
Hogan greater than Michael. So true. So true.
Yeah.
Oh man. What? So all right. So I guess, are you willing to gamble on Brandon Ayuk in the 13th round? This feels silly. Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, all of these names are basically just the same bet of like, hey, they were good 2 years ago. Are they still good now? Like, there's no difference. Like, Calvin Ridley in the 13th is kind of way more wild to me. Of like, he's clearly not the one because Carnell Tate is there. He's not the 2 because Wandale is there. Are we expecting a pass-happy offense? Like, he's now fighting with Chimere Dike and Alec Iomanor for that wide receiver 3 role. Like, I don't think they're going to be an 11 personnel, 3 wide, like, get Calvin Ridley the ball type of offense. Like, they're probably still not going to be a good offense. Like, I don't want the 3rd option for the Titans in the 13th round when I can get like Stephon Diggs, who can go wherever he pleases and still be fine. Like Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, probably a Commander, could be a 49er, unlikely, could be any number of places, depends on if he gets traded or cut. Like, if he gets cut, he could go to somewhere like the Vikings. Like, I like his bet less than the guys that went ahead of him besides Ridley, but like, I don't know.
It's so wacky because we have to wait to June 1st, right? I think that's when. Is that when they compensate? Oh my God! Do you know the word that I'm trying to say? The compensatory picks.
Yeah, compensatory.
Okay, compensatory. Thank you.
Hawkinson to stack with Kyler.
I'm happy with that. And then, I mean, do you just take Brian Robinson? Do you take Emmett Johnson here?
Emmett Johnson might make sense. Like, we have our 3 guys that are for sure playing, getting a lot of time. Scadaboo will get there eventually. We don't need Sampson early season. Maybe just Emmett Johnson late season, like, develops into the third down type of role, and then we're just done at running back.
To me, it's the Ken Walker might miss time.
Yeah.
And if Emmett Johnson has proven anything, like, I think he's probably a little bit more flexible than Brashard Smith is.
Yeah.
If Brashard Smith was any bit of good for that offense last season, we probably would have seen him, considering they were running out Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt every week. So I think Brashard Smith's dream is kind of dead.
Hopefully they just don't bring back Kareem Hunt again, because they sure love to do that. And Andy Reid sure loves to use it.
So true. Kyler better than Michael? Sure. I like that because it doesn't really make sense. It could be anybody, any Michael. I know you're talking about Josh, but
Jordan?
True.
Jackson?
True. This one's about Michael Jackson. Okay. This one was a very weird conversation about who's more pivotal, or I don't know, who was more important to their genre, Hulk Hogan or Michael Jackson. Another question for another stream.
Yeah, I would argue Michael Jackson, respectfully.
I think you'd be right, but don't tell Josh.
Yeah, my unfortunate answer is that I don't think Hulk Hogan was actually that important. It was, unfortunately, Vincent Kennedy McMahon that was the important part of that whole thing, and Hulk Hogan just happened to be the beefiest, steroidiest,
the loudest of the meat man.
Yeah, that was there at the time. But yeah, like you said, different conversation for a different day.
On our new show, where we where actually the new show is actually people explaining wrestling to me, a non-wrestling fan, as to why I should get into it. You guys can check that out on Wednesdays, probably at midnight, because that's probably the only window we can make that one work.
That would honestly be a very fun experience, though, to take you through like wrestling for the first time.
Yeah, I'm completely like, I know names from the various PS2 games, but outside of that, nothing. A blank slate. Okay, I guess we could talk best ball now.
Yeah. Christian Kirk.
He's on San Fran. I love this. I still get surprised every day. Christian Kirk's interesting. Malik, wide receiver 1, Washington is interesting. Darn, Mooney's on the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I have this ranked pretty much like this. Yeah. I don't think Wicks is a good pick for this team just because we have Lemon.
No, I don't think Wicks is very good. End of sentence there. So, yeah, I think Kirk's probably going to get some run here on San Fran because they always just need dudes on the field.
Yeah.
Substation constantly taking souls.
Would you prefer Mooney or Dell or...
Oh, let's get Stribling.
We just took Kirk.
I would
the guy that we are betting starts over it.
I think Mooney's fine because, again, when you look at that offense, in terms of players who can actually get on the field and do something, it's Mooney, it's Slayton, it's Neighbors, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you have to hope Malachi Fields is something, and I don't think they took any other wideouts. I don't think they signed anybody because they now need their new Wandale.
Yeah. It's probably Mooney.
So, yeah, I like it. I think it's fine. It's the classic, it's a New York player, so there's always some hesitation there.
I mean, we have 3 rookies as our 3 out of our top 4 wide receivers are rookies. Like, we need some vets to like start the season off and get some points. Like,
yep.
I would have loved to continue piling on the fun rookies, but I kind of just think that it's better to make sure the wide receiver room is set up. We'll recap the team. We got 1 pick left, the very last pick of the draft. We have a 3-5-7-2 right now. Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Tyler Shuck at quarterback. Feel very good about those three. We have Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love, David Montgomery, Cam Scattaboo, and Emmett Johnson at running back. Again, went very heavy running back early and feel good. Wide receiver kind of worked out perfectly for us, even though we only took one in the first 6 rounds. We have Rashee Rice, Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, Denzel Boston, Jawan Jennings, Christian Kirk, Darnell Mooney. Tight end is very crusty, Travis Kelce and TJ Hawkinson. I kind of want a third tight end. There's not many that are good, but I'd be fine with either of these two if they come all the way back. In Njoku or Freiermuth.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who else is. Evan Ingram is gross.
Like it's suggesting Mason Taylor. He's dead.
Oh, hard pass.
Yeah, Terrence Ferguson. He's dead. Don't do that.
I think, and that's immediately Parkinson, Claire. Like, stop showing me these Rams tight ends.
Like there's like Njoku's signing somewhere. Like he is. You know who else is probably signing somewhere that's very sneaky? Ooh, Dulcich is actually floating around down there. Jonnu Smith is going to sign somewhere.
He's not actively on a team?
No. The Steelers cut him because Arthur Smith left, and they were like, why do we have this guy on our team? But like Jonnu's just floating around.
Interesting. It's definitely someone, yeah. I'm curious if he can go back to Ohio State with Arthur Smith or not.
Just going to be on the coaching staff, a player coach.
Yeah, it might work.
Do you have a preference out of these three?
I would prefer Njoku, then probably Dulcich over Freiermuth. That might be just okay. Yeah, I don't know. Freiermuth to me is just like a real, like he's like a good tight end in real life, but really inconsistent in fantasy. I know it's a third tight end, so maybe we only want his like, spike games.
He'd be the youngest one of the three.
I know. Also, did he only spike against that one game against the Bengals?
Yeah. But to be fair, he was playing in a 4 tight end rotation last season. And he's gone.
And he's gone. All right. Shout out Greg Dulcich. Get on the field here. Hopefully Malik Willis can find you.
Yeah. That honestly felt like a good draft. Like wide receiver and tight end are kind of weak, but like quarterback and running back are very strong. Like I never have to worry about my running back or my flex position, and I never have to worry about my quarterback position. So it's really just like Rashee Rice is getting you 18 to 20 points pretty much every week, like he always does. You're hoping that at least one of Tyson and Lemon is scoring well early. My bet would be on Tyson out of the two, just based on situation. But both of them we liked. Boston, you just need like 4 to 6 weeks of just like, oh, he caught a touchdown and 50 yards. Cool. There's like 12 points. That's great. That's all I need in my wide receiver 3 spot. You just need Jawan Jennings to go somewhere that he's starting. He probably will. It'd be very weird for him to just accept like a backup role somewhere after all that he's been trying to get money-wise. Christian Kirk is going to at least start the year over Dejon Stribling. Could end it if Stribling is not good like a lot of the prospecting community thought. And same with Darnell Mooney. Like he's probably just the slot regardless. And really the question is it going to be Darius Slayton or Malachi Fields outside? But like, I'm pretty sure Mooney's just going to be your slot wide receiver. And like, that's fine. He's correlated with Cam Scattaboo, who we took earlier. And then Greg Dulcich he could be the best weapon on the Dolphins. Like he really could.
With that new look, all the rookies, it might just be him for the first 3 weeks. What up, Goofy Chicken Fantasy? How's it going? Are you ready to draft again?
Sure am.
Let's get it. Hey, John. Oh, thank you. Well, thanks for hopping in for a little bit. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. We're going to do another Best Ball Mania 7, another 20-second clock. Cool. Need 2 more folks.
Yeah, that draft felt pretty good. I think when you look at the roster in terms of like, if you just saw a snapshot of the wide receivers, I think your gut reaction might be like, oh, that's not very good, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
But luckily, it's still April, right? So when you kind of start peeling back the layers of that wide receiver room, you're thinking, all right, well, Tyson's a top 10 guy. Mikhail Lemon is a first round wide receiver on a team that is going to lose their number 1 wide receiver, and they'll be looking for new talent, right? Their new weapons here. So I think when you think of your top 3 wide receivers, I think you start building a case that, all right, we're going to be good here. What are we? Are we 12? No.
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
This is okay. So now we probably will start with the wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah. I moved JSN down my ranks that I did while working today. No one knows where I work. You didn't hear that from me, but I'm really worried about that Seahawks offense, man. Like the only part of it that we know for sure made it good in Clint Kubiak is gone, and the second part of it that we know for sure made it good, Kenneth Walker, is also gone. So the only piece left that made it good is JSN, but it's still Sam Darnold, and I know he won a Super Bowl, but respectfully, I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback still. I think he's just average. Like, I think he's the 20th to 24th best quarterback in football. And they now have a rookie that was probably overdrafted as their lead running back. Their backup running back is going to be injured for most of the season. They still only have one like truly good wide receiver, and then they just brought back their same receiving core. They have a below average tight end, and I have no idea if their offensive play caller is good or not. And he could be, and it could all be for nothing, but like, I'm just a little scared. Are you okay with Puka here, or do you want running back?
I am okay with Puka here. It's tempting to go JT, but I think it's still Puka here.
Yeah.
He's going to come back from his own darkness retreat, hopefully healed of whatever demons he's fighting.
Hopefully he doesn't start doing ayahuasca as well.
I know. Well, we'll see. I think to your Seahawks point, I think it's very savvy to think about the loss of very relevant weapons. And I think Clint Kubiak is a weapon in that case, right? Because he truly turned that offense into something that we were not expecting. Like I remember writing one of the divisional like breakdowns, right, for the NFC West, and to me it was just, all right, can JSN do what he can do with the worst quarterback play in Sam Darnold, and then can Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet like do anything behind this horrid offensive line?
Yeah,
that was like kind of the whole bit, right? Now I wasn't expecting Gray Zabel to be, a really elite guard that he was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the whole offense came through and just like became real, right? And that, that comes from Clint Kubiak's style, because Mike McDonald is not an offensive guy.
Yeah.
So without all that said, now that's gone. The new OC who had to look up, Brian Fleury, he's quoted saying, "We're trying to keep the Kubiak system intact." Yeah. No one can really do that. I think that's going to be really hard, right? Because they don't have the same brain.
Nope.
So all that to say, I don't blame you for moving down JSN. I think a lot of people will be happy to get him at 105.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I think you have to take that lump. People will be like, "Oh, you're so silly for missing on JSN." We took Puka instead. No one can be mad about that.
Yep. And like, I didn't move him down the wide receiver ranks. He's still my wide receiver 3. I just have JT and McCaffrey ahead of him because I just feel a little bit safer about those offenses, and like they're more of just like a CMC is old and gets injured every 2 to 3 years in a very ridiculous way, and like Jonathan Taylor tends to disappear when his quarterback disappears, and like Daniel Jones could just suck, but like he still has a safe floor and he still has projectable volume. So I don't know. I will probably play around with it as the season goes on for sure, but definitely something that I'm thinking about. Do we dare not going running back here.
With the two that are available, I'm actually really tempted to just miss it. Like, this is kind of that crux that we have to decide, do we go 0 RB? And it kind of looks like it. Like, if Drake London gets to us, I'm like kind of in. Would you? Well, doesn't matter. I was gonna say, if Trey McBride was there, would you take him?
No, I've been kind of. Yeah, I think let's go London.
Yeah.
There are some decent running backs at the beginning of the third. Like, you've got Jacobs, ETN, Love again, Brees Hall, like even Kyron. Like, I feel fine with those guys. I really do.
Here's a weird question for you. With Drake London, is he almost someone you should pass on because his QB is so bad? Like, you really shouldn't be stacking him with like Penix or Tua.
I mean, I don't think you should stack him, but I don't think you should pass on him either. Like,
okay,
to me, he's elite. He just has never had a good QB consistently for an entire season. And like, this will be the best play caller he's ever had by far in Stefanski. And like, Tua is probably going to be as close as he'll get to the best quarterback he's ever played with, which is a disgusting sentence to say, but like, it's kind of true when you think about who his quarterbacks have been. Like, he had Desmond Ritter. What was
Taylor Heineke?
Yeah, Taylor Heineke. There goes Love. Man, it's going to be hard to fade these two wide receivers, though, isn't it?
If Pickens goes, I think we're. Oh, this sucks.
I'm like, are you sure?
I think you take one or the other one.
Pickens did not go.
That's a bummer. I really like Josh Jacobs. I think you're taking Pickens though. I don't think you can miss him. Like, I want to go AJ Brown too, but same exact thing, right? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Listen, 0 RB is gross, but it has the best upside to win everything if you get it right. It's just about getting it right. So like, I'm telling you right now, we're probably taking running back here. But I mean, we saw in our first draft, like, we had Scadaboo available, Tootin, like, there's, some guys later with incorrect ADPs that we might be able to get even in the 6th and the 7th rounds. Like, there's a chance to just feel totally fine about the running back room and still have 3 every week starter wide receivers if things fall our way. So like, I think shots like this are worth taking because this is how you win $2 million, is that things just fall your way in your draft. Like, you have no way of knowing ahead of time if they're going to, but you should draft as though they are going to, because that's how you do it.
Yeah, and truly, if we don't get a running back that we like in this round, I'm not even sure if I'm mad about that either.
Yeah.
Because, we could start learning Mike Washington. We can start learning truly just like gross backup running backs.
Yeah.
And just, again, like you said, sometimes in a season-long contest, it just accidentally find a winner, late in the draft. So if the core is good, if the bones are good, I think we have a shot.
Yeah. Just about back up here. It's a lot of wide receivers at the top, and I actually like this group if a few of them are there. If Bucky's there, I'm fine with him being our RB1. I think the Bucky fade's a little overstated. Like, what's different between his situation this year and his situation as a rookie? Like, truthfully, except that we swapped out Rachaad White for Kenneth Gainwell.
Pretty much none. It's just the vibes, right? It's just
it's his offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right. If Ladd doesn't go here, do you still pick Bucky? Like, say they pick Mike Evans here.
I would go Ladd. Oh God,
I got him. It was me the whole time.
I think we go Ladd unless you are really in on Bucky.
I'm not, and that's the tough part. I think Ladd's just still, again, PPR machine. I know we're at half PPR, but I think Keenan Allen's gone, and I think this offense is going to cook with Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Though he did find his new Tyreek Hill with Brennan Thompson, so maybe I'm just overblowing all of this.
I would be stunned if Brennan Thompson has more than like 30 receptions on the season. Like stunned.
30 receptions, 600 yards.
Maybe. Even then, that's
Something
still
truly
not
stupid.
like that's
And
McDaniel is going to feed the ever-loving crap out of Lad McConkey because he's going to see Quentin Johnston and Trey Harris running routes and be like, "Oh my God, Lad is so much better. What was this team doing?"
why were we giving meaningful snaps to KLS? Sorry, buddy. This is scat time.
I think
Oh
so.
my God, I think
Like,
it is.
Henderson is higher by ADP, but like I just feel better about Scattaboo getting a lot of touches when he's healthy. Like Henderson could just be playing 50-50 chicken all season again.
And he probably will. And
Most likely. Yeah.
like Ramondre is not a free agent until the 2027 season.
Yeah.
So he's going to be, going to be used. They love him.
Yeah.
And the what's it called? The recipe worked last year.
And,
Hendo only got on the field because Ramondre got hurt.
Yeah. And frankly, Mike Vrabel's just kind of stubborn and silly. So if he likes Ramondre, he's going to play Ramondre, regardless of any draft capital that they put into Henderson, unfortunately.
Scroll up. I said the Jamar Chase owner taking Joe Burrow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Earlier than I would do it, but he's not getting past the T. Higgins drafter twice, so I understand it. But frankly, you should be pushing it and seeing if he does get past him twice, because that's how you build a super team. Because frankly, the 5th round for a pocket passing quarterback is high as the second quarterback off the board.
A injury-prone pocket passer.
That didn't improve their offensive line at all.
Because why would they?
Yeah.
It's only your franchise quarterback back there.
At least they drafted another wide receiver that won't get on the field, though. That was helpful of them.
Surely this time.
Yeah.
Who did they pick?
It was some random dude from Georgia, I want to say. It's like their wide receiver 3 at Georgia.
Wait, is it Kobe Young?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
They also picked up Jack Endries. So of course they needed another tight end.
Really hoping Price will make it back to us. Unfortunately, we're in rooms that are way too tuned into that.
So that makes us. So now we're looking at Mondre, I'm pretty sure. Like if we look back at our ADP here, it's going to be and Chuba, RJ Harvey. Oh no. I think it would be, yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
It's either Hurts or May. Or
Yeah.
or
Tyson
Tyson again.
Yeah.
We go Tyson and Shuck again.
Could. I think if Hurts makes it to us, he's a good value. Otherwise, I think Tyson, if they go in consecutive picks, Tyler Warren.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. We could also, Mekhi Lemon's not making it back to us. I was going to say, if we go Hurts, we get to get the Mekhi Lemon stack. That's
Mekhi
cool.
Lemon went ahead of Hurts.
Oh, well,
Hurts
I think we just take Hurts anyway. Sorry, Mekhi Lemon drafter.
Hurts is the least interesting quarterback to stack for me because if Hurts is scoring a lot of points, it's by not throwing the ball. It's by tush pushing. So
it's very true.
Passing is just a bonus. It's not a requirement.
Fannin.
Yeah, but it probably needs to be one of these running backs.
Boo! We don't need him. We have Jalen Hurts. It's probably correct to take. I guess Chuba's fine.
I don't want Chuba. Like, I know I have him ranked ahead of Ramondre. I don't think I like that now, just looking at it in practice.
But Rico's gone, and it's just Jonathan Brooks.
It is, but like, Chuba was bad last year. Like, thankfully he's gone, but like, he was very bad. I was kind of
Yeah.
shocked we picked up no one else.
I don't know how that happened. I don't know why he got really, really bad. I think it might just because he's not actually that good, and then they gave him like a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Like, which may have been more of like a, oh, he's our guy. He loves Carolina.
Yeah. Woof.
Yeah, but this is not good.
Well,
No.
we are reaching
Okay.
for Tony Pollard, friends.
Well, that's what we talked about in the last draft, and here we are. Oh, Manungai. Da-da-da-da.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Tony Pollard is.
He's a
Where's
starter.
JK going, by the way?
Let's
Is
see.
he going later here?
Yeah, 94.
Next round.
Should theoretically be there in the next round. This RJ Harvey price is no thank you.
It is wildly inflated. And I get it. I get why.
I have him ranked at 80, and that's still just kind of like mostly anchored to ADP because I just don't want 0% of him. But like even on this team, like no thank you. He could just flat out be nothing. Like if Jonah Coleman is at all decent, like RJ Harvey is a gadget player on the Broncos, like gross. No thank you.
Yeah, the fact that his floor now is legitimately just, I don't even know, like 2 series a game, like 10 snaps, like 2 catches, like that's horrifying.
Yep. I think we're gonna have to face a stupid decision at 93, but we'll see what happens. Specifically at quarterback.
I love a stupid decision, so I'm so excited for this.
I don't think anyone in this room is in our stream, but if Herbert falls, he's a smash with Ladd. But Herbert tends to not fall. If he doesn't fall, the Adams drafter is on this side of us, so we basically have to take Stafford if we want him at 93.
Okay.
And there goes Herbert. So
Okay.
Or Dart with Cam. I wouldn't hate that.
I would like Dart just as a good value. Like Dart is just the same thing with Hurts, right? Like you don't necessarily need to be stacked to be great.
I mean, he's still
okay
there.
with this.
Yeah.
And then we hope
stacked with Scadaboo's fine. Like Scadaboo catches passes.
I think now we hope for the Bill wheel, but I don't know if he's going to make it back.
Like Dobbins
is,
Dobbins is fine. It probably would be Bill for me, but like I wouldn't hate Dobbins as a third running back either. Like he's going to get work in the start of the season for sure, which we kind of need because we took Scadaboo. But I think Bill is similar and presents way more upside. The only thing that keeps me from wanting to be aggressive on Bill is that I also want to be aggressive on Katron Allen because like Bill was a 7th round pick. So like in theory, there's a world where Allen just sends him to the moon.
I pray he doesn't.
I think if both are there, I prefer Dobbins just to see if we can push Bill all the way back around anyways and get them both.
And I like Dobbins because they like him a lot over in Denver, right? So for what it's worth, he seems pretty entrenched as the starter. Yeah, I would take Dobbins here.
Stafford also does not go to the Adams drafter twice. So there's a chance that he comes all the way back around if we get sniped on Bill, which would be a nice third quarterback to just be done with. Right now, our only other attacking option is Tua or Penix.
Yeah, hard pass because I'm happy that we took Dart where we did. I don't think he was going to make it back to us in this a small section of the draft, but right now already it's pretty much just looking like you're grabbing your pocket passer quarterback that you're stacking.
Yeah. And we're in the 9th round right now. Stafford goes unstacked to someone who already has 2 quarterbacks who are okay then. Sure.
Oh, okay. You know what we have to do, right?
I mean, we have to take Shuck from him.
I was going to be Ty Simpson in the 18th.
Hard pass.
All right.
I mean, we could be done at 2 quarterbacks, to be honest.
Give up $2 million. Yeah.
Like Hurts and Dart is totally fine for a 2 quarterback.
Funny enough, the only concern now that I have is health for Jackson Dart.
Yeah. But like, I don't think we need to force a third quarterback at any point. Like, I think if we get a ADP faller, that's fine. But like, I don't want to just take Shuck for the reason of taking Shuck here.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think right now we kind of push and see.
Yeah.
I'm curious to even like if we truly want a third quarterback, like Mendoza is going to be there in the back.
Yeah. This is ADP. I like all three of these guys. Gainwell is interesting for this type of team. Gadsden to double ghost stack the Chargers without Herbert. Coker. I think Jordan Mason would make sense on this team. Again, just
kind of
like
annoyingly, I don't hate Chris Rodriguez here on this team.
Yeah.
Just as a pure red zone, he's going to fall in the end zone type of guy.
Yeah. Do you have a preference of order of these guys? Do you want?
For skill level, it's going to be Gadsden, Coker, Rodriguez, Mason for me.
Okay.
And I think I would keep that in draft order.
Okay.
Like not even thinking about this semi weird stack.
I could also go Ferguson double.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
I'm fine with Coker.
I would go Coker here. Yeah, I like Jalen Coker a lot just as a player. And Brazel to Panthers doesn't really scare me. They do different things, and Jalen Coker has kind of only been good when he's on the field, right?
Yeah.
So
honestly, like we could stop at 6 receivers if we really wanted to. Like the top 4 is like insanely good.
Yeah.
Like if 3 out of those 4, honestly, if 4 out of those 4 aren't hitting your lineup every single week, like the team's already in trouble. So like,
yeah, we'd be in dire straits if Puka
yeah,
and Pickens are not hitting the lineup.
I also like don't hate Rashad White or Aaron Jones either. Like just a little farther down the board.
I kind of dislike Aaron Jones at this point, but then again, we're in a very gross part of the draft, so it might be out of our hands.
I mean, he's the bottom of the 4 for a reason. To be fair,
yeah. Like, I'm almost thinking, do you put Rashad White over Chris Rodriguez? Based on the fact that Rashad White is bigger than Bill, so they might use him in a different way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. These are splitting hairs for running backs that don't matter.
It's a weird reason. I would put White because we have a lot of NFC East already. We have Philly, we have multiple Giants, we have Cowboys. Just go for, he's gone, so it doesn't matter.
Just go for the NFC stack hole.
I also think Shakir is a good value. Like, I would probably put him. Well, that sucks. I would do Mason. Let's do.
I think you take Mason here.
Yeah. Running back, it's gross.
He's at least a bona fide early down work guy, probably, maybe.
I mean, like their offense will be good this year. Like much better than last year, almost certainly. Like Kyler is a usable to good quarterback. They're going to score more touchdowns. Like this is not led by 9 this year. So the thesis is the same as last year, but Aaron Jones is now older. His only other competition is like a 5'9", 180-pound running back who's a pass catcher. Like he could just be a goal line back with a running quarterback. That's usually a lot of points. He just needs to not suck, which he did not accomplish.
The big old asterisk.
Yeah. We still have 0 tight ends, which is not ideal. But
don't need them. But Kittle went. All right, man. What are we doing here?
He's so early. He's so early in ADP. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, what are we like 119 in the 10th round?
for Achilles tear. This is not an
Oh,
ACL tear. This is an
not
Achilles tear.
a playoff Achilles tear. We are fading the ever-loving crap out of Zach Charbonnet for an ACL tear that happened earlier than this. Like, no, thank
I
you.
get it. I get it. He's built different. He's George Kittle. The name is too exciting. You think you're getting value.
Yeah,
Go
I like it.
Sadiq would be sick.
Yeah, Sadiq would be fun. Goddard would be fun. I still like Shakir, but he seems to be plummeting for some reason.
Do we still like Goddard despite Stowers going there? I know they're going to do very different things, but
I do. I just don't think Stowers is going to play that much, to be honest with you. Like, we can get into it after the fact. Please don't snipe us on Sadiq, because I really don't want to have to snipe him. We could also take Likely to stack with Dart.
I was just thinking that as well. That I think that might be a really interesting pick. Yay! All right, I think we'll Sadiq here, and then I think we'll wait for Likely to come back to us.
Yeah, but like,
when you're the Goddard Hurt stack, but
yeah, like, yeah, that's true. But we can take a Stowers and Hurt stack if we wanted to later. My thing with Stowers, though, is like, he's not going to play in 12 personnel because he can't block. That's still going to be Calcaterra and Goddard.
Yep.
In 11 personnel, your top two wide receivers are already tiny slot type wide receivers in Lemon and Devonta Smith. I don't even know if Lemon and Smith are both playing in two wide receiver sets, and I've kind of like said that all day on Blue Sky of like, Lemon scares me a little bit this season. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how much 11 this team's going to play, but like, Stowers is not going to play in 12 almost certainly, unless he's just much better of a blocker than he showed in college. And he's not going to play in 11 because they have a bunch of slot wide receivers already. Do we just take Likely here, or do we pony up for any of the running backs instead? We already have Dobbins. Otherwise, I'd be pounding the table for Coleman here.
Yeah, maybe I was just about to say Coleman seems very exciting. I would go Likely still. Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
We need a tight end.
I love the Jonah Coleman landing spot. I do think.
Same.
I don't know if we had the foresight / the bravery to not pick Dobbins when we did, because that would be us gambling for sure that Jonah Coleman A plays. and B is there when we get that pick. So
and C is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and in that regard, I'm not even worried about if he's good or not. Does he at least see in the field?
Like, yes, he was the fourth running back taken in the fourth round. Like, not a ringing endorsement in the worst draft class we've seen in like the past decade.
That makes me so sad that he was the fourth running back.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And the third one is not even draftable in this format because we don't even know if he's actually the backup, because Sam Fran doesn't ever do anything that makes sense.
Kalen Black, I'm so sorry that you're the next butt of the joke.
Yeah. He's the type of, there's several teams like this right now where like the running back 2 is just like the haziest, most unknown position imaginable. And I'm just not going to draft any of them until much closer to the season when we've like gone through camp and we have like a much better idea as to who's doing what. Like, I have no idea who the Packers running back 2 is right now. Could be Chris Brooks, could be Marshawn Lloyd if he survives more than 2 weeks. Travis Hunter is a smash pick for me if he's there.
I could go on such a long tangent about Marshawn Lloyd and how he's just breaking my heart every time. But then again, he breaks his knee every time he steps out onto the field.
Yeah. I also like all 3 of those running backs. Hunter goes. Do you have a preference between these 3?
For me, it's Samson.
Okay.
I think
I would do the order, actually.
Yeah.
According to my ranks, I sure would.
I just think that Pacheco really regressed a lot last year.
Yeah.
And it scares me, even in this weird world where the Gibbs is typically spelled by the bruiser back, which would be Pacheco in this point. But
Yeah.
wait, no, where's? Oh no, Donaldson on Pittsburgh. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good. Like Pacheco, the shine of Pacheco is worn off, so he's gonna be back to just being like a change of pace, just like early, like bruiser type of. All right, 2nd and 3, sure, we'll get him in there, I guess. Like I don't know.
Yeah. We have 3 different Eagles to consider stacking Hurts with at our next pick, or Bryan. But I would still prefer Bryan Robinson over all 3 if he makes it.
What do we got? What run? We're in 18. No, we're in 17 right now.
15.
We
still got time.
Okay. Yeah. Like B-Rob is good in this part of the draft. He is good.
Yeah, he's going to score 4 to 6 touchdowns on the year probably, and like in a 0 RB room, that's probably what we're hoping for.
Yeah, because right now it's him or it's a rookie running back that we gonna really have to gamble on. So I think here is good.
Yeah, because also like I think we're doing 7 running backs on this team almost certainly. We're at 6 right now. We might even do 8. We'll see. I'll recap the team so far. We have a 2-6-5-2 through 15 rounds. Jalen Hurts and Jackson Dart at quarterback. At running back, we have Cam Scattaboo, Tony Pollard, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan Mason, Dylan Sampson, Bryan Robinson. At wide receiver, we still only have 5, but it's Puka Nacua, Drake London, George Pickens, Lad McConkey, and Jalen Coker. And at tight end, 2 fun athletic freaks in Kenyon Sadiq and Isaiah Likely.
Yes. Just pick the highest athletic tight end and things will go your way. Yeah. Eventually. The Kyle Pitts theorem.
Yep. I think we need a rookie running back. Regardless of ADP, I would really push for Katron Allen if he makes it to us. Just, nebulous running back room in Washington. He has goal line upside. He might just be the goal line back if they don't like Bill's ability to get there. He's bigger than White. He's bigger than Bill. So that would be my push.
I just want to say we have talked about Manuel Wilson here around this range. Yeah. Does that interest you at all? Because I do like Allen a bunch. I like the vibe.
Sean Tucker.
Okay, never mind. Sean Tucker. So what do you think about Sean Tucker?
I probably would prefer Wilson to Allen in a vacuum, but for the way that we built our team, it's almost all just like veterans with early season upside / late season, like random fill-in week type things. Like the only one that's going to really ramp up as the season progresses is Scattaboo, and that's if he stays healthy. And like Samson's going to get way more work to start out than to finish, most likely.
Right.
I think we go.
I'm in. I'm sold.
Okay. So we've got 2 rounds left. I think just one more tight end and one more wide receiver, and we just stop at 6 wide receivers. Like, that's a very strong 5.
Yeah, that seems good to me.
Okay.
And so last we're just looking to see if we're going to go 3rd tight end, which is Stowers. And again, that's it.
I mean, there's 2 more rounds, thankfully. So
why can't I math? Why am I so this is twice now where I'm like, where are we? 17. We make 1 pick. Where are we?
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is
it's Monday.
It's not even that late. Yeah, it's honestly my day has been a weird one.
I mean, it's very late for you, to be fair. It's not late for me, but it's wildly late for you.
It's funny because both at the same time, 10:30, not so bad. And yet I'm like, wow, I'm dragging. Oh, am I old? What the hell? Oh, God. No, that's what happens when you chase a toddler all day.
Yeah. If we get sniped on Stowers, probably Otten or Freiermuth for me.
More so than Njoku.
Yeah, just there he goes.
Bro.
So just from like these are young guys that we don't know how involved they're going to be, and like Freiermuth and Otten are going to be on the field most of the time, and Njoku could be as well, but I don't know where he's going yet.
Right. Oddly enough, I like Freiermuth over Cotton, Kate Otten. From the perspective of if we get Aaron Rodgers again and we don't have Jonnu Smith, we might see more looks towards Freiermuth's way. We have Mike McCarthy. He is actually despite all of our grievances, he's a pretty good offensive mind.
Yeah.
He might get there. Whereas Kate Otten will be contending with receptions for Bucky and, everybody, right? So Godwin, Ted Hurst, Jalen McMillan, Egbuka, right? And we only see on really good when those wide receivers are missing.
Yep.
Oh, that's the name I wanted to bring up last draft was Bryce Lance in our Shuck Tyson stack. Would have been really fun to do.
Yep. I mean, if Mooney is still there, like we have Dart, it'd be triple stacking the Giants, but like it would make some sense as well. Probably not Tank Dell on a team that only has 5 wide receivers, just because we need as many people scoring points as possible. Probably.
Oh, that probably puts Branch out of contention.
I mean, like he's probably just their starting slot right away. Like their only other options are Jahan Dotson, Olamide Zaccheaus.
That's a really good point. Roger McCarthy would have Darnell Washington playing more. Is the old Mercedes Lewis bigger than anyone else out there tight end? Maybe. We'll see. He was still very much looking like a big lineman out there some weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious to see where Darnell goes.
Yeah. I like Jacoby Lane if Branch goes. I honestly might like Lane more as like a second round pick and a good offense.
I can buy into that. And truly, they have been trying so hard to find a different type of weapon for Lamar Jackson. Like they've kind of wasted a lot of picks, and then they tried, guys like Tez Johnson. They brought in DeAndre Hopkins. Last season, they even had. I mean, at one point they had OBJ catching passes.
Yeah.
So maybe Lane is the answer, right? Because they spent a pretty penny to go get him.
If anything, he's the best bet to be a red zone target.
Oh, he's a third rounder, but he's right directly after Zachariah Branch. That's fine. I think Jacoby Lane still has a pretty good option here. And like, his college career ended up being behind Mikhail Lemon. So, how good can I be? I'm splitting targets with him.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot, huh? Let's give the big dude a shot.
Yeah, because Surratt already went. And like, yeah. You've got 5 wide receivers you feel good about. Lane is going to get a shot. Like he has to be truly bad to just not get playing time this season. He only needs to beat out Rashad Bateman to at least be in like 3 wide receiver sets. It's possible that he's actually the wide receiver 2 the whole time. And it's Baltimore, and we really want to invest in Baltimore's offense. So I think he's a perfectly good pick to take. Let's recap the team. We finished with a 2-7-6-3, a little unique, but I like it. Jalen Hurts and Jackson Dart were our only 2 quarterbacks that we took in the window. That feels good. Our 7 running backs, Cam Scattaboo, Tony Pollard, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan Mason, Dylan Sampson, Brian Robinson, and Katron Allen. Wide receiver, we went 4 straight to start. Finished with 6 in total. Puka Nacua, Drake London, George Pickens, and Ladd McConkey. Rounded it out with Jalen Coker and Jacoby Lane. And then our 3 tight ends. This is a fun room. Kenyon Sadiq, Isaiah Likely, and Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, that's a social media tight end room right there. People are going to love that one.
Yeah.
Or hate it.
I might share that on Blue Sky after. Listen, going 0 RB is... This landscape is unprecedented. in like how best ball is right now. Like it's gross out here. Running backs just go early and often, and everyone wants like 6 of them, and there are very few shots to take late. You just have to kind of suck it up and say that these are all gross and hope you pick the least gross out of them. And like you need to get lucky on 1 or 2 major upside swings. Like that's why we went Scattaboo is yes, Henderson probably has more spike weeks in him, but like Scattaboo, if he's healthy and he gets the job, like he's just going to get you more points week over week, and that's what you need out of zero RB. We are betting on literally that those 4 wide receivers to start are the guys that are hitting our lineup every week, and you're getting 30 plus points out of at least one of them, hopefully 2 of them on a weekly basis, and like 20 points out of the other 2. Like it's just going to kind of be a musical chairs of hopefully all the weeks hit perfectly, because there's only 6 wide receivers to pick from, but you don't need to go super wide receiver heavy when you start with 4.
Yeah, and I think just how the whole draft shook out, like it ended up being fine. Like I do truly think that with how like because when you go like zero RB, right, you're now pushing the entire draft in a certain way. Because now when people are expecting you to go running back, you go wide out. So now that kind of creates a domino effect of where people can go.
Yep.
And I think in this sort of draft, it kind of like went into our favor where like we were able to get 2 rushing canonical quarterbacks, right? And we were able to get, we were able to reach on, I'll say reach on Tony Pollard. So like overall, like I just think this, maybe this is stupid. I'm like kind of curious to see how greedy we can get with like a zero RB truly.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of those like this is a maybe rookie fever talking, but there is a lot of like those unknown RBs at the bottom here that we can be like, there's a path where there's meaningful time for Braylon Allen, or maybe Emmanuel Wilson is just a starter for the first 4 weeks, right? And then your next couple running backs, you find that all right, Kalen Black wasn't just a meme pick. Maybe he is something real to be used. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of space to be explored here now that we know landing spots and the ADPs are changing.
Yeah. I mean, even like Kamani Vidal is the last pick in the draft. Like if we had needed running back in the 18th, like he would have been my pick. He's probably like, yes, I like Keaton Mitchell. He's probably going to get more work, but if Hampton goes down, like Vidal becomes the lead back there. They're not going to give Keaton Mitchell 20 carries a game. Like Vidal's a handcuff with major upside in the 18th. Like that's exactly what you're looking for in a running back, especially as your last one. So there's certain shots to take. It's just very difficult to do so right now because we haven't even entered camp yet. We don't know what any of these guys are rolling out.
Yeah.
Injuries will happen, unfortunately. And to be honest, like I pushed for zero RB. I think we both pushed for zero RB. I wasn't banking on Price getting back to us, but like I was in my mind, I'm like, if Price gets back to us, like that makes this team just like becomes excellent. But he didn't, and that's fine. But it was worth the gamble, in my opinion.
And for what it's worth, like this is day 1. We're kind of in a weird time. I would call this like people are done with their day. They can now focus on drafting if they're not, a full-time drafter or whatever. So we are getting like, these were 2 sharp lobbies. I'll say that much. These were 2 pretty plugged in people.
Yeah.
So we'll see how more of these drafts like pan out, or maybe it's just like if you end up landing in maybe like the 9, 10, 12, 11 like spot, maybe you do just go zero RB. That's where Price is going. Maybe that's just your RB2 at like round 6, right? And so now you can really work through that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's things to be seen and decisions to be made about what meta you want to go for and what what line you want to take into these drafts.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you just look at these teams right now, like our wide receiver room is far and away better on paper than anyone else's, like by a lot. The only team that even really gets close, in my opinion, is like maybe the 11 hole. If Bryan Thomas comes back to being Bryan Thomas, and like the 9 hole is similar, but like we're doubling up on Chicago and Cardinal bets. So like that could go wrong very quickly. And everyone else just kind of has like 1, 2, 3. The 2 hole is interesting because he has Nico and Adams, but like then he just doesn't touch it again until the 8th. So I like our 4 wide receivers better than anyone else in this room, and it's not close. I would say our quarterbacks are probably top 2, and it's not close. Like, it's just, you just have to be right on, running back. And in this case, we also have to be right on tight end, but like of all the positions where we cannot be right and still win, like tight end is the one. It's, if you don't have Bowers and McBride and whoever ends up being similar to them this season, if anyone, it doesn't really matter. So it's all about taking your shots.
And the fun thing about this format, just 2, right? You just need 2 running backs.
Yep.
1 tight end. That's all you need, right?
Yep.
And the rest will kind of fall into place.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks. That is going to do it for us tonight. We appreciate everyone who stopped in, everyone who commented. We always enjoy interacting with y'all. And this was a fun first night of drafting Best Ball Mania. We probably won't do any more Best Ball Mania drafts in the next several weeks when we go streaming again. Just, this is the night to do it. You were going to get as much ADP value as possible, and now you kind of focus on some other contests. So we'll probably be coming at you with some eliminator drafts relatively soon, maybe some puppy drafts. But for now, we will sign off. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy Best Ball Summer. It's officially back, and we're pumped about it. And yeah, have a great weekend. Only 130 something days until the NFL season starts, if I remember correctly. So
we are right there. Like, if you could think about it, like, it's pretty much tomorrow.
Basically, yeah.
Time's gonna fly, and you're gonna be like, "What? That's crazy! It's already August." So
absolutely
excited, can't wait. And I'll say this: I'll make it my homework to learn weekly winners. That'll be my homework coming into this, so we can do some of those drafts as well.
I like it. Alrighty, folks. Have a great rest of your night. We will catch you guys later.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.